Let's finish up this timing belt and water pump job. Welcome back to the Auto Obscure Garage. Chadwick with you again for another installment of Project Back on Track. Today, we're gonna button up that timing belt water pump job we started last time and get it all done. It's time to put this thing back together on a long overdue service. Let's get in the garage, get a little dirty. Before we even think about putting that new water pump on there, you wanna go around where the other one was mounted and take off these little chunks. A lot of times the old gasket will stick on there. If you try to put a new one over this with a new gasket, it could leak. It probably will leak. So how I do that is I get in there, usually using a plastic razor blade, and get around this entire area where it's sealed up before. No need to use any RTV on the application, but do make sure you get all this. You can see some extra gasket material right here. It would be a huge mistake to put another gasket on top of that. So make sure you take that down. Avoid anything really sharp. You don't want to introduce a lot of cuts and nicks to this because that could also introduce a leak. So go slow, use something not too sharp, get all the gasket material up, and just make sure it's nice and flat and clean. I've gone ahead and cleared up the entire mating surface, looking really good. No more former gasket material still on there. For the water pump, I've elected to go ASIN, which is the OEM make. Here's the part number if you're looking for it for your Geo Tracker or Suzuki Sidekick of this era. I don't see it called out to use RTV, so let's go ahead and just use the gasket, torque it to spec. Slide this gasket off, makes the job a lot easier that these studs are here to slide over. Beautiful. Our shiny new water pump, as you can see, ASIN, OEM right there. Let's go ahead and put this on the car. As we put all these bolts and nuts on to hold our water pump, remember that we have a tensioner pulley that goes right here, and it also has that hinge arm that goes in right here. And that's gonna have the spring going down there to that screw. So let's go ahead and set that up. Obviously, you wanna get a new pulley, tensioner pulley when you're doing this job. Any good quality timing belt kit should come with a fresh one of these. We're gonna use our original bolt. Goes on like so. That little metal tab right there goes right in the back of that tensioner pulley. To put tension on our timing belt. You can see how you have that movement right there. Pretty cool. Very simple stuff. I love simple mechanical stuff. I'm a simple mechanical kind of guy. All right, we gotta get this all torqued to spec. I don't want to misquote, but I believe it's 9 foot-pounds for each of these bolts and nuts. And here's our beautiful new water pump installed, and there's our new tensioner pulley. Set up here correctly. This is how it should look when you get the spring and everything on there, and that'll allow the tension to be applied to the timing belt just right. I like to keep everything slack until I get the timing belt on there, and then we'll tighten everything down. Remember, don't go too hard on these bolts. 7 to 9 foot-pounds. That's it. 7 to 9. So 7, 8, or 9 foot-pounds. You get to choose. Don't over-torque them, guys. Alright, when putting the timing belt on, I find that just putting it on the lip of the cam gear to start, and then pulling it tightly. Alright, that should do it. Let's push her back and see. And there we go. Now we just need to set some tension on the tensioner, and it should be good. You should have a little deflection in the belt, so let's go ahead and set that correctly. With our timing belt, tensioner assembly, water pump, everything installed back on the truck, it's time to go ahead and rotate the timing belt 2 full turns, and that's just to eat up any of that slack and allow the tensioner to slide over and get the right amount of tension on it. Same as before, just going to put a socket over the crank bolt down there and let her rip. Now before we rotate the timing belt, you want to make sure your tensioner is just kind of finger tightened, more or less, and same with the spring bolt, whatever you want to call that. That's also not going to be tightened all the way down, and that's going to allow there to be tension placed on the bolt when you rotate it. Also, another thing is, if your belt has way too much slack or doesn't feel right at all, like this should be pretty tight, and as you can see, there's there's very little deflection. That's a sign to stop right there. If you have a lot of slack, you might have the wrong timing belt. Could be all kinds of issues, right? So don't push that and get everything out of time. The engine's still in time as it is, so we're gonna rotate it. 2 full rotations. Our timing marks down there on the oil pump and up here on the cam sprocket. Should all line up again, guys. So let's go ahead and rotate this and see if it goes all right. All right, grabbing our 17mm socket, 1/2-inch ratchet. We're gonna go ahead and spin the vehicle. All right, let's check our marks. We are very good below, and we are very good above. Lined up perfectly. Nothing got weird, the belt didn't slide or anything, so we're good to go. Now it's time to tighten these down. The torque specs are surprisingly low. Now you want to pay attention to where you're reading the torque specs, different model years. So the early ones, the 86 and 88s, had a higher torque spec, but on this tensioner stud here, you're going to tighten it for the 1995 one. It's going to be 80 to 106 inch-pounds, so not too much at all, which makes sense because it's just a stud bolt. And the tensioner bolt itself, which holds the tensioner in, is going to be tightened to 18 to 21 foot-pounds. So get your little torque wrench out. There we go. I like my old snap-on clicker style. I'm just old-fashioned, I guess. We are torqued to spec with the tensioning device. This belt is awesome. We're ready to rock and roll, guys. Time to put this all back together. Well, with the whole front of the engine open like this and looking pretty, we might as well do it. You know we're gonna do it. Let's clean up this engine bay. That way we're not getting so filthy every time we touch the truck. Let's spray it down. A little engine degreaser, some dirty old microfibers, a couple scrubbing brushes, metal and plastic. And let's get in there and get all those nooks and crannies. Alright, I just had to clean it up in here. This is just a first cursory kind of cleaning, but look how good it came out, guys. Everything's pretty shiny. Of course, under that timing belt, we'll cover all that up, so no one will ever know our secret of how clean it is. But look how good this engine bay is already looking. So we're looking at that new water pump I installed, and good thing I didn't throw the old one out because, as you can see, the new one doesn't have any studs installed. Here's a look at an old one, you can see the studs there. We're gonna remove these studs. I got a method for doing that. Hopefully they come out. Sometimes, I mean, this is original, 30-something years old. They can be stuck in there pretty good, but let's go ahead and pull these studs out because we're gonna reuse them. Good catch, if I would have thrown this away, I would have had to go source new studs, and that would have been a pain in the butt. So don't throw your stuff away until the job is done. All right, I actually got one of the studs off already. So check that out. You just take 2 of those nuts, put them together real tight with opposing turning, so one will get loosened, one will get tightened, so they lock together real good. And then you'll kind of just loosen the bottom one here and it'll walk that stud right out. I wanted to do a test first before I tried it on video the first time because I've seen these things seized in there pretty bad, but hey, it came out. But for now, let's put the other 2 nuts on the next one and we'll just go in order. Eventually we're gonna run out of nuts, so gotta take them apart. Again, having 2 wrenches will be your friend, and you can use these 2 wrenches to take those off and reuse them. But let me show you how to do this. So doing our next stud. This works for any other studs too on a vehicle, guys. If you've ever done this trick before, but usually the water pump will come with the studs, so it's kind of interesting. Get them butted against each other there. Again, grab your 2 10s. Now this time we are going to be loosening the bottom while we tighten the top. And you need these to be tight, very tight. There we go. And now we're gonna see, you can see a little bit of stud showing through the bottom there. So we're gonna back this off. I use the bottom and just see. Felt pretty good. Let's see if she's gonna come out. There we go, stud removed. Just gonna do this 2 more times. We should be good, and then I'll show you how to install them on your new water pump. If I were a smarter man, I would have noticed the studs missing and done this job when the water pump wasn't installed. But here we are, I am what I am. So doing this job, it's gonna be the opposite when we're putting our studs in as it was when we took them off. The good thing is you can rotate the end of the water pump. to get one of the holes up at top. We're going to grab one of our handy studs. In this case, the short part of the stud is what goes through. Again, we're going to tighten down these nuts on the stud. We're going to grab our two 10mm wrenches. And we're going to snug those extremely tight together, just like that. We start off by threading by hand to get that stud onto the water pump. And now it's going to be as easy as tightening it down. And it should stop because there is that center section of the stud that prevents it from going through this little plate here. Once you do that, again, 10mm. Opposite directions this time, loosen them right up. And there we go, 2 studs installed in our new water pump. Rinse and repeat, so get that hole at the top. Let's run those other studs on, and our new water pump will be studded again. Let's get to it. And there we go, all the 4 studs installed on our water pump. Good thing I caught it. Good thing I didn't throw the old water pump out. Now we could just install this dirty old timing belt cover back in there, but you know how we roll around here. Let's clean her up. Ah, that's much more like it. The other side wasn't that dirty, but we gave it a nice cleaning too. Cool, time to put this back on the truck. Now it's time to cover up the nice clean area that is under our timing belt cover. What a shame. So cleaned up cover going back on, gonna put all those 10mm bolts back through it. And there's our timing belt cover installed, looking pretty. Now we just need to button up everything else in here. So all the accessory belts, move the alternator back, AC compressor, all that fun stuff, but making progress. It would basically be a crime against humanity to put this old, dirty radiator back in the state that it is. There are no leaks, it works fine, it just needs a cleaning, especially the shroud here. But you got all kinds of like pebbles, road debris in there. Let's flush it out with some water too. Not a bad idea. Clean that right out. Get this thing looking a little fresher. Maybe even cooling a little better. Bonus. We are looking pretty good under here. It is time to drop the radiator and shroud back in. But yeah, cleaned up the engine bay a little bit. Looking sharp. But you can see our new belts. Cleaned up the old fan, which worked fine. See our newer alternator down there. Brand new belts, accessory belts here. Good stuff. Let's drop this radiator in. We're about to drop our radiator back into our tracker. Remember the fan shroud trick that we did when we took it out? So get your fan shroud. We're gonna work that down in there first. And rest it on the fan. Awesome. Now we have the clearance to drop that radiator straight down in. Slightly cleaned up radiator, that is. Don't forget your 2 long bolts, connect the radiator to this bracket, and then the 4 smaller ones hold the shroud to the radiator. With our fan and shroud secured, the last thing we're gonna do is hook up our 2 radiator hoses. Got an upper and a lower down below. But before I do that, I wanna change out this guy, the thermostat. Not sure if that's ever been touched. Good insurance policy to replace now, especially when it's accessible, and before, obviously, I fill the system up with coolant. So I'm gonna actually do that, but if you're just doing the timing belt water pump, at this time you can secure both of those radiator hoses, fill your radiator with coolant, and then burp the system, and you're good to go. Timing belt, water pump job complete on our little tracker.